What's good, YouTube? In today's Warzone video, I have you the #1 movement guide on this platform. A little bit about myself. I've been playing Call of Duty for 15 years. I've been playing since I was a kid. I've played every Call of Duty title. I have a lot of experience. And by the time you're done watching this video, you will be a much better player than you were before watching this. If you do enjoy, make sure you show some love. Drop a like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications. I want to give a shout out to the NOTI gang, and I hope you enjoy. Now, before this can be an official movement guide setup, I have to make sure I set you up right in the beginning and give you the correct settings. You cannot have this movement guide down packed and practice it correctly without the correct settings. So to go through the settings very quickly together here, I'm going to run through every single setting in the game, and you will be for sure locked and loaded in and ready to go with this movement guide once you have these settings ready. So let's get into it. For our quick settings, we're just going to start off in the quick setting category here. This goes for PC, console, whatever you're playing on. These are the best settings all around. All right, so I play on 1212 cents. For someone that wants to prioritize aim, if you want to prioritize your bullets and make every shot count, play on like a 77 cents. If you want to focus on movement and you want to prioritize movement demon, you want to be sliding and prioritizing movement, I would play from sensitivity 12 up. 12 to max, and whatever you feel comfortable with there, do it. The higher the better, the faster you can snap on players, etc, etc. Button layout, I play on tactical. This is personal preference. Controller vibration off, standard on the looking version. Field of view, make sure you are playing on max field of view. Master game volume 100. Voice chat volume, I put it about 50. And color customization, I have everything on default and normal here. Some people put a color filter on with colorblind filters to change the colors up, but you can personalize it however you want. Going over to controller, button layout, tactical, default 12. Turn this all off here. I'm going to turn this all off unless you shoot with your bumpers changed. Leave this all off. Controller vibration off. Dead zone inputs will decipher on your controller itself, the age of it, and multiple variables here, but your dead zones is very crucial to how your aim is going to be and how precise it will be. Play around with the dead zones here. Mine is set to 1, 99, 3, 99, left trigger 0, right trigger 0. For the dead zones, I would just set the left stick, so when you're walking around, set it to 5, start there, and you don't really need to prioritize moving the left stick. Focus on the right stick, play with it. This is mine. You can try it out, go from there and see what feels best, but that will make your aim, that will decipher your aim 10 times out of 10. Going over to the aiming category, we got the sensitivity multiplier. Everything is on default. My ADS sensitivity multiplier is 0.60. This is fairly low compared to what most people run, but this is where I feel most comfortable. Standard, aiming advanced settings, everything's standard here. Instant transition, timing, assist, and make sure you put your aim response curve type to dynamic. This is a hidden setting. I'm going to say it once again. Go into aiming advanced settings and make sure you put the aim response curve type to dynamic. Target aim assist, you obviously want it on. Motion sensor behavior off. Make sure there's nothing in here. This is everything I have in here for this. Movement, tactical sprint assist, mantle assist I have off, crouch assist off, corner slice off, slide dive behavior I have it tapped to slide. People recommend, a lot of pros play hybrid. If you can get used to hybrid does have a little bit more of an advantage, but I play on tap to slide. Automatic airborne mantle is off, sprint restore on, slide maintain sprint on, parachute off. If you want assist on when landing, set it to free fall. If you want your parachute to not pull and you pull it, set it to off. Excuse me. Mantle cancels reload off. Movement advanced settings, here they all are. Make sure you have sprinting door bash on as well, because this will help when we have door plays and a part of the movement guide. Here are the advanced settings here. Over to combat, aim down sight behavior, hold, weapon mount activation, double tap ADS, hold melee, prioritize finishing move, apply all for the armor plates, C4 detonation at once, hold, press. Here's the advanced settings. We have scoreboard toggle, advanced settings. and then over to graphics. This will all depend on your console, PC, whatever you're playing on. This just all depends. Set it to, if you want to make sure that you are getting the most FPS and playing at the best rate possible, whatever console, PC you're playing on, set your graphics low and just make sure that you are, let me go through here and make sure there's nothing in here. As I'm skimming through these settings, if you are on PC, you can go through and check what I see what I have here. But for console, just make sure you are running on low graphics and you will be all good to go there. These are my settings for PC players. This is what I'm running currently. They do change. Make sure your motion reduction preset is off. Field of view is all the way up. You want ADS field of view affected, wide 90 default. World motion blur off, weapon motion blur off. First person camera movement, this is very important. Make sure it's set to least. Over to audio. I got master gain volume at 100, 54, 100, 00. And then you want to run the Treyarch mix, turn mono off. Copy all these settings you see here. Voice chat, it's your own settings. And that is about it. Interface, nothing other than telemetry, nothing really here. So these are the settings. Let's go ahead and get over into the match and jump into the guide itself. All right, starting part one into the movement guide. Before we get into anything, I just want to point out whether you're playing multiplayer or you're using this guide and you're taking it over to Warzone, this will work in collateral with Warzone and multiplayer. Doesn't matter what you're playing. You want to make sure that you are running perks and attachments that associate to movement and accuracy. So if you're in multiplayer, perks like dexterity, double time. If you're in Warzone, Mountaineer, anything that helps your mobility, use it as your perks. And obviously, of course, on your weaponry, for your attachments, make sure you are using movement mobility attachments such as aim down sight, commando grip to boost your ADS speed, your sprint to fire speed. You can go through all these attachments and see what they will change. You can pull up details and it would give you a very in-depth detail of what you're changing and how it will affect the weapon build. Now, just to make sure, a quick couple attachments that we always run as movement weapons, movement builds, we run no stock. No stock is mandatory. In Black Ops 6, we're running the reinforced barrel and ADS speed grips, and that is about it. Make sure you're running the correct perks and attachments. Before you can have great movement and get kills, you need to make sure that your aim is on point. So by getting better aim, you're gonna know, it's self-explanatory. It is by muscle memory and playing the game consistently, and just the more you expose yourself to the game, the better your aim is going to get. I've played this game for 15 years and I played since I was a kid. I have a lot of experience in this game, a lot of game time in lobbies, and you just want to make sure that you are very comfortable with your aim. Do not copy your favorite streamer settings. Go and test what feels good to you. Do not copy other people's settings. I cannot stress it enough. It can give you for aiming, I will say, other than just playing, do drills, run into bot lobbies and only go for headshots. Play with aim assist off, and if you can practice with aim assist off, once you go into a game with aim assist on, you'll just feel like a whole different creature playing this game. Official movement segment of this video. We're going to start off with slide canceling. Alright, so for slide canceling, you are going to run forward, you're going to double slide, and then you're going to press X to bring yourself up. So double slide X. And when you get it down packed and you get comfortable with it, you'll be able to run around the map, and you will be moving on people. Slide canceling all over the place, having so much fun. Besides slide canceling, this is just a little pizzazz. The cherry on top is what a lot of people know as YYing. So when you see players running and their gun shakes like this is known as YYing. So to YY, all you need to do is double tap triangle and spam triangle, double tapping it at a very fast rate, and your gun will look like this while running. So when you combine YYing with slide canceling, you are already 2 steps there looking like a movement demon. So we got you 2 steps ahead now. We got you 2 tips and taught you how to slide cancel and how to YY. Now let's show you how to implement some of these into gunfights. Most important things you want to pay attention to is coming up right here. So first thing we are going to get into, you know how to YY, you know what YYing is, you know how to slide cancel. Now let's show you some tips, tricks, and techniques to intensify your new movement abilities. So drop shotting is very crucial if you are going up against better players, or just in general. Drop shotting is very crucial because it does eliminate aim assist when people are shooting and fighting against you, and it just gives you an edge because people do not expect it whatsoever. People do not expect the drop shot, and it is a very crucial technique to know. Next technique, we have snaking. So snaking, you find any ledge like this ledge right here. You find any area where you have a point to hide behind. And say for instance there is a enemy right here in front of me. Snaking, you would be in a gunfight and you will use this wall to play up and down very quickly, going from a prone position to standing back up. That way you have sights on the enemy, but the enemy cannot technically get a lot of shots off you while you're snaking. Alright, so far what we've gone over, you know how to YY, you know how to slide cancel, you know how to drop shot, and you know how to snake. Now to go into the more advanced of movement. So for example, here we are in a gunfight and we have a enemy in front of us. We want to be aware of our surroundings, what walls, what angles we have, where their line of sights are cut off when we are in a gunfight. So you can see the enemy ahead of us. We have the wall here. As we have enemies right here around us, we just want to play the structure. So we can slide cancel around a corner and play structure. And when you manipulate this with the slide cancel with structure, you can really cut off an enemy and put them in line of sights and give yourself the advantage. Canceling, now we are going to manipulate and use it together in combinations to give yourself better advanced techniques to have a higher chance of gunfights and winning them against pro players. So starting off, we have redirecting and rotational manipulation. So this is any piece of structure we have with an enemy that is around it or near it. Say there was an enemy right here on this wall, we know he is there. You can use this wall while slide canceling back up and replay it to replay him off the reach out. Talking about the redirection and rotational manipulation here, I'm going to show you some examples right now with these players in front of me playing structure and using slide canceling. There goes one. To manipulate the gunfight and give us a higher chance of winning. And back to when we were saying perks and the correct attachments, that goes along with stim shots. Make sure you're running stim shots so you can get quick kill abilities when you are injured in a gunfight. Now the next segment I want to talk about is dolphin diving. So the dolphin dive, you hold down prone while sprinting in a direction. So to do that, we will demonstrate now. You run and hold prone. That is a dolphin dive. So an example to use dolphin dive is right here. So you have the enemy, you know where he is, and you want to dolphin dive to eliminate. This is a great way to cut off their line of sights and make it harder for the enemy to hit shots on you and ultimately get the elimination on you. It has Omni movement. So everything we've learned so far, slide canceling, snaking, and dolphin diving, we can implement this with the new term of Omni movement. So same thing of slide canceling, we can do it backwards, we can do it sideways, we can go to the right and do it. So you can have all these different directions now that you move, and the enemy, it just makes it that much harder for the enemy to track you in a gunfight. Now same thing if you collateral this with the dolphin dive. And so if you take the dolphin dive and whatever direction you decide to use the dolphin dive, In the new Omni movement, you can enable yourself to dive in directions you have never been able to before. So you can now dive in a backwards angle. You can dive to the side. And when you use this with structure and you use this with high ledge advantages, such as this window here, you can dive and get eliminations in very unique ways that you've never been able to before. The last technique I have for you today is walling, and it's not the walls you're thinking of. So playing walls and walling is very important. So this guy right here, he sees us. So we can quickly go right around the corner and wall right back to cover, making him expose himself of his location, forcing him to push closer to us and running out of ammo, forcing him to have to reload quicker. Now, the whole point of movement, this is the #1 tip. Remember, while you're doing movement and you're using these techniques, you are trying to break their camera. You're trying to break their angle in which they see you. All right, so now that you've seen some examples in game and we've gone over the basics of the movements and the techniques and aiming, and we've gone over everything so far, I'm going to give you some true in-game examples on Warzone and multiplayer so you can get a better feel of how it looks in game. Oh yeah, buddy. I think spawn flipped. Oh, double kill. Drop shot, snaking. Dolphin dive. All three essentials right there in one clip. Watch how we're playing structure. That buddy's lost. He has no idea we were behind him. Nice stun, and we still managed to get it. With the 2-piece, with the 3-piece, that's what you can do with this blueprint. Ooh. Oh, you came prepared. Let's go. What that guy's gonna do? He has to run this way, right?
Your squad mate is redeployed. Well done.
Why would you land back? Why would you land back? Squad wipe. Let's go. Lock it in, teammates. More teammate.
That was for my friend.
Hey, if you made it this far, I appreciate you tuning in. Thank you for watching the movement guide, and I hope that this helps you become a better player. And welcome to the Ghost family, and I will see you in the next video.